Hey guys, I am doing a little public service announcement for my Patreon followers. I have the biggest questions that come through. One of the main questions is what kind of glue do you use? And this is through when people comment on my Instagram posts or they just send me DMs. And you know, I used to answer every single one of them, but now I only really reserve this information for people who are following me on Patreon and subscribing to my channel. So having said that, I'm going to share with you guys, I'm going to break it down. I'm not doing an art demonstration in this video. I'm only showing you products that I use, specifically glue and the matte mediums and gloss mediums I use for paint. That I use for my collages and embellishing. So I'm going to start with probably the most common item that I use. I buy it by the big containers. This is Golden Fluid Matte Medium. And this is what I use to collage my papers down to canvas, wood, whatever surface I'm collaging on. This is what I use as my bottom and top layer for my collages. It comes in heavy body if you want a thicker consistency, but I like to use the fluid because I'm usually working with thin paper. If you're working with thicker papers, then I would use a heavier body, but this does the trick for me. And as you can see, I'm out. I need to get some more. It comes in matte, and it also comes in gloss. This is gloss medium. It just depends on what kind of surface you want as a final product on your piece. Do you want it to be shiny or do you want it to be matte? So that's what I use, golden. It also, Liquitex makes it, and I like to use either of those. Also, if I am doing a varnish on top of my artwork, I like to use, typically I use the Liquitex. This is high gloss varnish. It is really, really, really shiny. And I use this if I'm doing like lips, and I need that shine on my woman's face. I'll put it on just the lips, very precision. All these products are archival. They're not going to yellow over time. They're acid free. This is for professional use. So I really highly recommend the high gloss varnish if you need a high gloss finish on your surface when you're finished. I wouldn't recommend it as a glue. It's just really thin and really slippery. You need something just a little thicker like the gloss medium. The other thing that I use the most, this is it. This is the thing I use probably for all my embellishments. I use Gem Tack. Gem Tack is something that I started using when I first started embellishing, and it is the best thing I find for my work. It dries crystal clear. It comes out white, but it dries crystal clear. It dries pretty fast. So I only work in sections that I can manage. So if I'm gluing a lot of little rhinestones down, I might just maybe do like a 1 inch by 1 inch area because it does dry fast. It depends on how fast you are with embellishing. But Gem Tack is what I recommend. It is, like I said, crystal clear over tacky glue. Tacky glue is what I use when I'm in a pinch, but tacky glue I find does not dry as clear as Gem Tack. So, you know, in a pinch, I have a tacky glue because I'm constantly running out of this. They're both similar, but I do prefer this one in my work. So that's that. And also one little tool that I like to use when I am embellishing is this one's really dirty because it's been used a lot, but this is a manicure stick, and I use this to pick up my gems and place them down. Now, I know that there are a lot of embellishing tools out there, and people have like, use this, use that. I can, but this works so well for me that why stop a great thing? So I use this It works for me, and I'll continue to use it. People say, what about tweezers? What about, a toothpick? Toothpicks are really skinny, and it's hard to, if you have hands like mine, I'm getting older, it's kind of hard to grip these tiny little things. So this is nice and kind of like a kebab stick. It has that same, a kebab stick actually works too. But I like these manicure sticks because they have this little flat edge here, and you can pick up sometimes two in one. So that's a good thing. The last glue I'm going to show you that I use, actually there's two more. Sometimes I use pouring medium as a glue to sink glitter and tiny beads. It kind of acts as an epoxy, like the same consistency of epoxy resin, not exactly, but I do like using this instead because it doesn't smell, it's not toxic like epoxy, and it is, it is non-yellowing, and epoxy resin is. So use this if you want to have kind of like people use this to mix with acrylic paint to create the pouring paint stuff, which is great, but I like to use it for sinking tiny embellishments and glitter. So this for if you're using it in large areas, and gem tack if you're doing precision embellish like rhinestone gluing or sequins, anything flat back is great with gem tack. Now, if you have heavy things that you're gluing down to your surface, whether it's canvas or wood, metal things like broken pieces of jewelry or earrings or things like that, I would suggest you use E6000. E6000 is what jewelers use, and it is also a clear dry. It comes out clear, it dries clear, and it's heavy duty. So like when I'm gluing down brass components onto a frame or heavier things into my collages, I will use this, and it's worked well for me, and hopefully it'll work well for you. I know some of you out there have other things that you like to use. Please feel free to share, but this is what I've been using for the last decade, and it's working for me. I will follow up in the future with a video on just all the tools that I use, but I think that's it for now for a tutorial. I will put all the items in the description below and what they're for, just so you have it as a reference. But that's it for now. These are the glues you use. These are the glues I use, and hope it works out for you. And I appreciate your patronage, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.